Most podcasts barely survive 3 weeks, let alone 100 episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in weekly to the Moving Forward Leadership Podcast. As today, I don't have an interview for you, but instead have a special episode to celebrate the 100th episode of the Moving Forward Leadership Podcast. Welcome one, welcome all to the Moving Forward Leadership Podcast. It's your Chief Leadership Officer, Scott McCarthy, and thank you so much for tuning in 100 times now. This is fantastic. I honestly didn't ever think I would ever get to this point because, you know what? Podcasting's tough. Coaching's tough. Doing all this, being an entrepreneur, it's tough, especially when you're doing it while working full time and dividing your time between things that you love to do, such as the podcast, the show, my coaching, my daily business, my daily work, and being a parent, a husband, and trying to be a person too. Come on, I need a little bit of free time, right? But seriously, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to you, the listener, because this is why I do this show. It's for you. It's for you to become a better leader. It's not for me to get any glory. I don't ask the questions for my own development. It is a bonus that I get. Why I ask them is for you. I put myself in your shoes and ask myself, hey, Scott, if you were the listener, what would you want to know? And those are the questions I keep pounding at my guests on a weekly basis. So thanks for tuning in. As I said in the intro, this is not an easy business, right? 100 episodes is it's a great feat. I'm not going to be shy about it. It's a great feat. It took time to get here. It took longer than I expected, but you know what? It's been worth it. And for this episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do something special. So this is what I did. I reached out to a whole bunch of former guests. And I talked to some, as I interviewed some future guests, I got them to respond as well. So I asked everybody just one question, just one simple question. And that is, how can leaders best serve their people today? So that's what you're going to hear, folks. You're going to hear close to 20 responses on how leaders can best serve their people today, with mine at the end. So sit back and relax and enjoy the 100th episode of the Moving Forward Leadership Podcast.
Hey, Scott and fellow MFLers around the world. Happy 100th episode. I'm Chris Williams from the Badass Agile podcast, and I was episode 63, How to Lead a Badass Agile Organization. I think the best way for leaders to serve their people today is to show them by example how to stretch a little bit every day so that we smash through our limiting beliefs about what we're capable of and what's possible in the modern business, workplace, and beyond, so that people can become more, become greater. Hope that helps, and I can't wait for the next episodes. Scott, have a great year, and congratulations on your success so far.
Hi, this is Michael Levitt with Breakfast Leadership, and Scott asked a really good question. How can leaders best serve their people today? In my opinion, the best way a leader can serve their people is to take care of themselves, to really focus on having boundaries in your life and lead by example. That means don't send emails after 5 o'clock. Do not send emails to your staff at night or on weekends. Let your staff live their life outside of the work environment. And you can do that by demonstrating a way of living in such a way that you are leading by example. You're not sending emails after hours. You're not demanding them to work on Saturday nights. If you're in a 9-to-5 type of environment, act like it. And leaders need to take care of themselves. So that means don't be checking emails at nights, at weekends. Go live your life. Do the things that you enjoy living. Because when you do that, you're going to be a strong leader and you're going to set the tone and the culture for your organization. And that organization is going to do great things. Until next time, be well.
Hey guys, this is Alan Stein Jr., former basketball performance coach and current keynote speaker and author of the book Raise Your Game. And when it comes to leadership, there's three mantras that come to mind. And I learned these very early in my coaching career, and they served me well in basketball, certainly served me well in business and in speaking, and they even served me well in parenting. The first mantra is, it's not about me, it's about you. If you really want to serve your people better, that is leadership mantra number one. It's not about me, it's about you, and that you make decisions based on the growth and development of the people that you're serving. It's about being able to empower them and take them to new heights. So it's not just about what you want and your agenda and your desires, but it's always talking about what's important to them and being able to speak their language. Number two is the mantra that you have to connect first and then coach second. Certainly, we can substitute the word coach for anything else. In this case, we'll use the word lead. If you want to be the most effective leader and you want to lead your people, to new heights, you have to connect with them first. You have to connect with them on an emotional level. You have to establish trust. You have to establish buy-in and belief. But it is vital that you create a connection. And the best way to create a connection is to show them that you care about them. You care about them as a human being first, and as, say, an employee second. And the way that you show people you care is you give them your time. You give them your undivided attention. You listen to them. You ask them insightful questions. If you can do that and build the trust and believe in and buy in and make that connection, you'll make the leading portion a lot more fluid with a lot less friction. And the third is that you either accept it or you correct it. People actually crave discipline, because when you give someone discipline or you hold someone accountable, it's the best gift you can give them, because you show them how much you care. You care that they're not performing at the level that they're capable of. So as a leader, you either accept someone's performance or behavior, or you go out of your way to correct it. There's nothing in between. And this is incredibly important for leaders. So make sure you turn the volume up on this, that as a leader, you don't complain, you don't blame others, and you don't make excuses. If you can get rid of those three things, so everything is run through the filter of either accept or correct, and you don't blame, complain, or make excuses, you'll be well on your way to serving your people and leading them to the best of your ability.
Hi, this is Maura Sweeney from Clearwater, Florida. I'm an author, a podcaster, and an international speaker on leadership and personal influence. So, how can leaders best serve their people today? I came up with just a few easy but probably very practical tips. The first is be present. Be present with your people. That means don't just give them lip service, but listen in closely. What is it that they want to say? What is it that they want to convey? And what is it that you can glean from them that will help them buy into what it is that you're looking to accomplish as their leader? The second piece is turn into an advocate for your people. When individuals know their talents, their skills are part of something bigger, that they're valued and that they're given opportunities to grow within the context of the organization, they end up becoming so loyal and so much more productive. And the final thing I would say, which sometimes goes without words, it's be a model for what it is you want to convey. Any leader who wants to set an example, a culture, an atmosphere, does it best by being the model himself or herself. So those are my contributions, and congratulations, Scott McCarthy, on 100 episodes of Moving Forward Leadership.
I'm Jo Dodds from the UK. My company is Counterpoint Matters, and I'm also co-strategy director for the UK movement Engage for Success, which is all about spreading the word about employee engagement and shining a light on good practice. How can leaders best serve their people today? I think they can best serve their people by treating people as individuals. In Engage for Success, we talk about 4 enablers of engagement, one of them being engaging managers. And one of the elements of being an engaging manager is about treating people individually. We need to get to know them, and then we need to act accordingly. We're all different. We all live in a diverse world. And if we ensure that we do that, we get to know our people, and we then treat them in the way that they want to be treated, not in the way we want to be treated, but in the way they want to be treated, then we can engage with our people and bring out the best in them. Thank you.
Hi, Moving Forward leaders. The leader's job is to define reality, and to give hope. P.S. Watch for blind spots. My name is Karen Walker, and you can find more about me at www.karenwalker.us.
Hi, it's Karen Yankovich. I'm the CEO of Uplevel Media and the host of the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. And to me, showing up as a leader, serving as a leader, really stems from a place of wanting to serve. And when you're doing that from what it is you love to do, and when you're talking to people about the things that you can talk about, whether or not somebody's paying you to do that, that's where you're coming from, a place of passion, a place of integrity, a place of genius, right? And when you're sharing that message consistently, when you find a way to share that message consistently and without a plan for where the money is or what's in it for you, that's where the success comes in our life and in our business. So if you are looking to show up as a leader and to be able to serve more people as a leader, just start doing it. Start talking to people about the things you love to talk about, knowing that those little tiny things that you're talking about them about could be the little tiny things that change their lives. And that is how we all start to make the biggest impact in the world.
Steve Passanelli, CMO of BombBomb, and leaders can best serve their people by being the guide or coach. It's the number one thing I believe that a leader can do to help their team and company be successful. And now this is a page right out of Donald Miller's story brand philosophy or framework, that the leader is the guide and the leader's people, they're the heroes of the story. And a coach or a guide needs to enable his or her people to level up, to be that hero, to take the wins. And if the leader is taking all the wins, then they're truly not a leader. And they can do this through numerous methods, of course, but helping their team and guiding them to a clear outcome, setting the mission and putting the North Star, the goal, making sure that the goal is clear, and then allowing their team to find the way to obtain that clear and concise outcome or goal. A leader's not going to provide all the answers, but they're going to ask the right questions to help the team identify the answers on their own, so they own their strategy. They own that path forward. A leader is going to guide his or her team to healthy conflict and teach the team how to ask the right questions, how to push back at the right time in a healthy and natural and in a productive manner or way. So again, the leader isn't the hero of any story. The leader's people are the heroes of the story. The leader should guide and coach, help his team or her team level up, and that's what's going to create sustainability.
Hello, this is Keisha A. Rivers, President and Chief Outcome Facilitator of the CARS Group. And in answer to the question, how can leaders best serve their people? I believe that leaders can do their people the best service by establishing environments that are collaborative, cooperative, and that are learning focused. That does not mean that you are not focused on achieving outcomes. It doesn't mean that you're not focused on checking the boxes and achieving goals. In fact, if you are focused on creating a collaborative and cooperative and learning focused environment, then you will enable your people to perform better, to be more effective, to work together better in order to design solutions to issues that arise. And you'll set up an environment that is built on trust and built on mutual respect, so that everyone realizes that they're in this together and they're not just trying to do whatever serves them individually. So even though that may go against the grain, where most organizations look at it as the leader needs to set the tone and they need to establish accountability and systems and make sure that everybody is towing the line, that is all true. But the best way that leaders can serve their people is to encourage their people to learn how to work together, to learn how to support each other, to learn how to learn from the obstacles that arise, and also to learn that they're not individual. They're not all in individual silos, and that they have to work together in order to get things done. So The best way for leaders to serve their people is to teach their people how to be of service.
Hey everyone, this is Jonathan Grzybowski from Penji. We are an on-demand graphic design service, all at a flat monthly rate. And the best way leaders can serve their people today is by being a selfless individual, a person who is constantly thinking about the team, a person who is constantly thinking about everybody else, and lastly, thinking about themselves, and doing things in a way where it is going to be beneficial for not only just, for more so the community than yourself. A lot of times, and it happens often, that founders make decisions and leaders make decisions in the best interest of themselves. And although it is the very natural and real reaction to think about oneself when making a decision, I would challenge that a true leader is able to think about the others first, and the what is being done, what are the results, what is the outcome, what is going to be the success or the potential failure of whatever that decision is. And so that's the main thing that I want to be able to get across over this 100th episode, which, Scott, congratulations to you, sir, for reaching this amazing milestone and accomplishment. So try to be more selfless, try to be less selfish, and think about others first. And I think by doing that, I think everything else is just going to be a cascading effect, that if you're able to constantly think about others first and then yourself second, I think the other elements of leadership will come into play.
Janelle McCauley from The Warrior's Edge.
So what I'd like to offer you today is that instead of doing things right, do the right thing. Think about that when you make your decisions, how you lead your people. And surprisingly, it may take you in a different direction, one towards innovation, but along that pathway of innovation, it'll take you outside your comfort zone a little bit. You'll experience that discomfort, but it will lead you to greatness. It will lead you to your true potential, and it can help you take your organization to a whole new level.
So my name is John Wood. I'm an attorney, and I'm a co-founder of The Hugh Machine and author of the book, The Hugh Machine, Humankind, Machines, and the Future of Enterprise. And so the question is, how can leaders best serve people today? And I think that one of the fundamental asks I would have is that they appreciate the concept of ergonomics, human ergonomics, and to design their work systems around human needs and what are naturally human gifts and human needs, instead of trying to force people into work systems that might not be ergonomic. They should design their work systems that fit us, and that's ultimately going to help us be more successful at work, more productive, happier, and ultimately that's going to lead to greater profit and greater customer retention and greater talent retention, and it's going to benefit everyone.
This is Dr. Liz Bywater. I am the author of Slow Down to Speed Up, Lead, Succeed, and Thrive in a 24/7 World. I am a business expert. I work with senior leaders across the Fortune 500, and I am the president of Bywater Consulting Group. So I would say that what leaders need to do to really serve their people well and to be an exemplar of outstanding leadership is to create clarity around where the organization is going, create context around how each individual plays a key role and makes a true contribution to meeting the organization's goals and achieving the vision, and be the kind of leader that people want to work with. Be thoughtful and respectful and honest, and let people know that what they're doing really makes a difference. I think if you do all that, you're pretty good to go.
Hi, my name is Tony Saldana. I'm the author of Why Digital Transformations Fail. I'm a 3 decades veteran of a large company, IT, and shared services operations. How leaders can best serve their people is very, very simple in my mind. Leaders need to create an exciting vision of what's possible, and they have to, not manage, but they have to personally show the way that this is something that's possible, that their people have their undying support, and that, no matter what, they have their back to be able to kind of get there. Right? that's what I look forward in any leader that I've had the opportunity to work with, and those have been my absolute best memories of leadership.
Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed those responses. But hey, it's time for mine, right? You want to hear what I have to say, hopefully. So, how can leaders best serve their people today? They can best serve their people today by continuously investing in their people, by going out and continually developing their people, ensuring that their people get the skills required to do their daily job, the skills required for that next step, by trusting them with delegation, with increased authorities, with increased responsibilities, and being there for them when the times get tough. And not being that boss, but being that coach, being that mentor, being that leader. That's how leaders can best serve their people today, by being that person that invests in their people and be there for their people when it's needed the most. So again, folks, thank you for tuning in since day one. It's truly a honor. It's humbling to have the support that I've gotten throughout the years, over the course of 100 episodes, to getting clients for coaching, to responding to your questions, to meeting the great guests that I've met, to the people in the Moving Forward Leadership Mastermind. You guys are all rock stars, and this is why I do it. I do it for you. So thank you again. Next week, we'll be back to a regularly scheduled program with a great guest, great interviews. I got some awesome interviews lined up. So don't go anywhere because, folks, we're just getting started. All right, that's all I got for you fine folks today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the interview. And most importantly, I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, remember R squared, S squared, right? Rate and review the show so that it gets a little bit noticed, a bit more. But most importantly, I can help more people, because that's what I'm here for. That's what my guests are here for, is to help more people become better leaders and not being bosses, right? So remember that. R squared, rate and review. S, share the show. Share this show with someone who you think can relate to the podcast as a whole and today's topic. And then finally, subscribe. Subscribe so that you never miss another episode. And you can do that via your podcast playing app of choice through movingforwardleadership.com/subscribe. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, stop bossing and start leading. Take care now.